I'm treating it like as if it's any other game, going into the game as a starter.
When you're super composed on the field, what kind of goes into that really calm demeanor that you have?
I think that's just the best way that I play is just have a level head, and you can't expect to make good decisions if you're rattled. Another point I would say is preparation. I seem calm on the outside, but on the inside, I know I've prepared for this. I'm very confident on the inside.
Mullen said you guys are really working on individual stuff that you can't really work on during the season. What are some of the things that you're focusing on this week?
Yeah, during the season, you don't get a lot of time to, necessarily focus on yourself. But the big thing about bye weeks is us just make sure our techniques are very sound and making sure we're doing all the basic things right.
Yesterday morning, Dan Mullen said in SEC this morning that Gators Tony is expected to be back for that Georgia game. How big is he coming back? What type of weapon can he be for you guys?
Yeah, he's definitely a dangerous weapon. We've missed him, and his playmaking abilities, and it'll be good to have him back for this week.
What makes him so unique?
He's very explosive. He's a playmaker. He's just got the it factor. He's going to move the ball down the field for you.
What has it been like having Damian Pierce back? I know he was only out 1 week, or really 1.5, but did you notice when he was not there? What was it like having him back?
We have a lot of great running backs in our running back room, and to have Pierce back is really huge for us because he's a very physical runner, and just adds another aspect to our offensive game to just keep the defense on their heels.
Against South Carolina, it seemed like the running game and the O-line kind of took a corner. Did you see that from this group, that was maybe the best game that they've played?
I think we've been progressing from week to week. And this past time, I think we did a really great job of communicating. Another hostile environment in South Carolina, and I think it just shows how much our team's really gelling right now.
Sorry if you've already been asked this, but how much have you started looking at Georgia already?
We have started. It's a mix of that, and it's also a mix of, obviously on a bye week, you want to make sure you're doing all the little things right, getting back to the basics a little bit. But, we have looked a little bit of Georgia, just, get a little head start on that.
What's the season's been leading to this game?
It can seem like that at times on the outside, but, I think Coach Mullen and his staff does a good job of making sure that we're honed in and locked in on a week-to-week basis.
What stands out about Georgia from what you've seen of them so far?
They're very solid defense. They got playmakers all around, and I'm sure Coach Mullen will put together a great game plan for them.
Kyle, what's it say about this offense that you guys have? 7 plays of 60 yards or more so far this year? Last year it was only 4 over the whole season.
I think it just comes back to we have a bunch of playmakers on this team, and when they get in the open field, a lot of the people that are making these plays, they've been here last year, and they've had a whole year under their belt, and now they're dangerous in the open field. So when they get the opportunity, they're taking advantage of it.
What does that do for an offense? You guys' ability to show that, plus also sustain drives the way you have.
I think it's huge. Not only does it give us a confidence boost, but it also gives the defense and the special teams to make sure they're playing with a lot of energy and playing with full speed.
So it gives the whole team a lot of juice.
For sure.
But and then being able to sustain drives too. Does it show just that this offense is starting to become?
Yeah, I think that just comes back to communication. As long as we're, one big thing lately or this whole season has been just making sure we're on the same page, and I think we've grown from week to week, and I think it's really shown on Saturdays.
Kyle, can you take us through the 4th and 3 on Saturday, the scramble to Kyle Pitts?
Yeah.
Or do you remember what the call originally was?
No, yeah. They had they were bringing a little pressure, and I was looking for Josh over the middle, but they dropped out under that, and I was forced out of the pocket, and it was basically just turning into backyard football, and you got to get 3 yards and make a play.
I know it is a little bit of backyard football, but Mullen's offense builds in options. Is that play an example of that, or was that really just a crap, there he is?
Well, when the play broke down, it did turn into backyard football. It turned into but that's another thing. It is football. Sometimes a play breaks down, and the receivers have to go to find an open zone, and you have to be on the same page, and that's all that was.
Kyle, what was the key to shaking off the slow start? Because you guys came out of the gates pretty quickly, Auburn and LSU both.
Right. Sometimes you don't start as fast as you'd like to, but I think the main thing is just us sticking with the game plan. Not one point throughout the whole game did we ever lose faith in our game plan and our preparation, and we just stuck to it, and it finally blossomed there towards the end.
Kyle, you set the school record for pass completions. You had a 300-yard game. Last game, the first Florida quarterback to throw 4 touchdowns in a road game since Tebow. What does it feel like? I know you don't focus on it, but what does it feel like to keep hitting marks like this?
I think it's obviously it wouldn't happen without the team, and obviously I'm not focused on statistics, I'm just trying to win games. But I think that just goes to show how hard this team's been working. It's been gelling, and it's just been able to produce those numbers as a team.
As a
those numbers?
I'm aware of that, but like I said,
I didn't even know him, Joey's telling me.
Yeah.
Did y'all get to watch Georgia South Carolina since you had the earlier game?
Yeah, we did. I think we had a night game that time. That was LSU week, and we were in the hotels. We had a little rest period, and we were in our rooms watching the game.
What about Georgia Kentucky?
We didn't get to see that as much, but we saw a little bit, on the bus rides after the game.
You were saying you were aware of them, but you were going on, and I interrupted you, of course. But, you don't focus on it.
Right. Yeah, obviously, I'm aware of it, but I don't let it fill my head up. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show how much this offense has been gelling, and our communication's been on point, and just being able to produce those numbers.
Who let you know about those marks? Is it parents or friends?
No, it's just I just see it on Twitter or something.
Following on Cassidy's question earlier about Kyle Pitts, how great is it to have a guy like that that's a mismatch nightmare as an option for you when you are scrambling like that?
Yeah, he's obviously a very dangerous weapon, and me and him, we did a great job of being on the same page, and it was for him to find that open zone and just body him up and move the sticks.
What do you think about the way the run game has improved the last few weeks, and just how much that helps you as the quarterback?
I think it's huge for the whole offense, just to have a good run game just gives the whole offense confidence, being able to have something you can fall back on if, let's say the passing game's not working. But I think it all comes back to communication and being able to execute and making sure we're fitting to the right guys.
When you did get to watch a little bit of the Georgia Kentucky last week, did you see anything that Kentucky was doing was it just the rain, or was there anything you saw that you can do as well to kind of take advantage of the defense? It was tied at 0 going to halftime.
Like I said, we didn't watch too much of it. I just saw a couple plays here and there, but I saw the conditions were a little rough for them. But it was raining during our whole game too. So but that's their own. That's their own deal. And just to answer what you said, I didn't really see too much, and I wasn't looking that close.
What does the Florida-Georgia rivalry mean to you, and what would a win in this game mean for this program?
I think we've been, this has been a big game for us, throughout the whole season, And obviously you want to look week to week, but we know Georgia, we're going to play them eventually, and we're really looking forward to it and hoping we can get a big win.